Hey, lettering babes. Yay. Okay, so I haven't been so excited about YouTube videos in a really long time. I am so stoked to be helping you guys learn lettering in 2021. Happy New Year, by the way. So if you guys want to learn lettering, follow this series. I'll make it a playlist. You guys can watch it at your leisure. You can watch it 50 times so you can really learn, or you can just hang out and watch and not do anything and just listen to me gab. I'm sure that's what most of you will do. Anyway, so this video will be a little longer than they will be in the future because I just want to cover some important basics before we get started. The pen you'll see me use in every video is called a Pentel Fude Touch brush pen. So you can get this at Amazon. You can get it anywhere, really. This is the tip. I like it because it's very forgiving for a brush pen, especially for beginners. You can push hard, you can push light, you can drag it all over the place. You can use it on bad paper, good paper, anything. I love it. So this one is the medium tip. I bought this one as a single on Amazon, or you guys can snag the 3-pack. I'll link all these in my description. The 3-pack comes with 3 different sizes. So you got a big fatty tip. Please excuse me getting used to this filming angle as well. You get the medium tip like I just showed you. And then you get the teeny weeny tiny tip, which is great for planners. Okay, so you could grab the 3-pack and see which tip size you like. You could grab the single pack and just use the medium like I do. Or you can use any pen you have. You really don't have to use a brush pen. You can learn how to do this with Papermate, Flair, anything really. You're just learning a lot of movement and stuff. You could get the bounce lettering without the brush look if you want, which is like called a mono weight because it's single thickness. It doesn't get thicker, thinner. Okay, then what I'm going to tell you here, you need to remind yourself 2 important lettering things that I tell. One is think of lettering as drawing the letter, not writing. That makes such a big difference. It's not the same as cursive. You're not going to try to keep your pen down the whole time. It's really you learning how to draw a letter. Second tip is the number 1 rule if you're using a brush pen and want to learn how to letter with brush strokes is thick downstroke, thin upstroke. Always remember that. Consistency is key with that. If you maintain that right away, your lettering will look better already. Okay, so we're going to go to thick downstroke, thin upstroke always. Okay, so now for love letters. If you have this to follow along, that's awesome. If you don't, who cares? Just use whatever paper you have. I've also heard Happy Planner has filler paper for this planner, which is really cool because you're going to need to practice way more than what I show you. Please, please, please. You definitely get out what you put into this. If you don't practice, you're not going to see the results the way you want. So you want to practice more than what I show you. So get extra paper. That's awesome. Okay. So love letters. We can write our name if we want, or we can skip it and wait until we really get the hang of it. We've got the year. We've got the perpetual calendar you can use as a way to track our words and letters that we're using for the month for my challenge. I'm always going to be following my challenge, so be sure to follow me on Instagram at According to Allie, so that you can see each month the challenge that we're going to be doing. I have January's posted. Here's some practice stuff, goal of the month, special days to note, your name here. This part's really neat, I think, where you learn how to write your name and you write it every month and you can see how much you improve. Okay, so now on to January. Another place where you can write the challenge for the month. Awesome. And here we are. These are the beautiful pages. Number 1 rule, I am always going to take the pages off the discs. Do not try to write avoiding discs. You're just asking for it. I don't even do that. So do not do that. Okay, you'll also see today is the 1st, but we have a whole week of pages. We don't start till Friday. So what are we going to do here? I'm going to teach you some basic Drills, I know they're not super fun, but they're necessary, especially if you want to warm up your hand. They're always helpful for that. So for Monday the 28th, you can also decide if you're going to go from all the way at the top to all the way at the bottom. The crossbar might really help you size your letters and figure it out, but that's also really big. So I might just stick to above it or below it. I don't know yet. Okay. So first, because if you do little letters above and below, you get like twice as much space to write. And if you are primarily going to be lettering in your planner, you're going to want to kind of train your hand to write smaller. Another awesome reason for this small tip pen. I don't recommend really getting a huge tip. They're less forgiving for sure. Okay. So today we're going to do drills. I'm going to do the double line just to show you guys so it's nice and big at first. So we're going to just do a slant, thick down, thin up. Thick down, thin up. We're just learning the stroke, the feel in our hand. Don't be critical. You're learning. It's your you're just starting. You can also feel how, okay, so watch this. I'll push as hard as I can on this one. That's about as thick as I'm going to get when I push. Here's thin, nice and steady. Or you can also do thick, but a lot less thick. You see the difference there? You're just going to learn along the way how much pressure or little pressure to use. I could even make the upstroke even thinner than the last one. Gets a little shaky the thinner I try to get. So just find your groove. I'm kind of like a mid-stroke person here. It's great practice for your up and down stroke. It's a great way to warm up your hand before you're starting to really, oops, that's supposed to be thin. I did two thicks. It's a great way to warm up your hand before you're doing letters. Okay, so you're going to want to do it all. I know it seems boring, but it really helps. Okay. Then for Tuesday, you're going to want to do upside down U's. This stroke is very common when you write letters, so it's helpful. But remember the rule, thin upstroke, thick downstroke. So you're going to go up thin and turn to thick. And you're just going to do a lot of humps. Humpty hump. Like that. Super simple. You can keep it big or make it small up here if you want. Then for Wednesday, another really easy one. We're just going to flip those U's upside down. So we're going to go thick down, thin up. Thick down, thin up. See? Simple. It's fun. You guys, I can't wait to see the progress you guys make throughout the year. It's going to be great. Then for Thursday, the final day before we get started, we're going to do O's, okay? When I do my circles or O's, I don't start at the top. I start down a little ways, right about here. There we go. So let's see. Go up a little, thick, and thin up. Up a little, thick, thin up. They're not going to be perfect. Don't worry about it. It's just warming up your hand and teaching your rote memory. Your memory, it's funny because soon eventually your hand will remember what it's doing without you really having to think about it. I mean, it's the same with writing anything. After you learn how to write in school when you're little, your hand just kind of takes over. It'll be the same thing. So, okay, so we have all of the drills, the line, upside down U, right side up U, circles. And then if you guys have already seen the awesome challenge that I'm using this month, it's just letters. I know it seems boring. People write awesome words right away on other challenges, but I really believe in you needing to have the basics before you can move on. Just connecting letters is a whole nother lesson next month. So I can't expect you to know how to write an A, a Z, and an F without actually trying them before, okay? So the letters will help. This is how I taught myself, okay? I also taught myself that when you're just doing letters, this is the time that you're going to find your alphabet. I'm going to show you a whole bunch of different ways that you can write letters, the same letter, and you guys can see the tiny details and intricacies of each letter, and then I'll change it up and show you how different they can look, and then you're going to decide eventually which one you want to stick with for learning. Okay. I definitely recommend you pick one style and stick with it once you identify which one you like best. Mixing it up over and over again is going to get confusing. After you master one alphabet, you'll move on to the next. So let me show you. Also, I commonly like to hold my pen like this. I don't know. It just feels more steady to me. Hold your pen however you want. There's no rules with that either. I don't want you guys feeling uncomfortable and trying to make something look good, okay? So here's a super basic A I'm going to show you, lowercase a. You do a circle like we just learned, kind of at an angle, and then you just come straight down. Okay, so that's like a fancy little neat A. You can do it. You can make the circle a little more right side up here, and then just come straight down, more of a traditional look. Then I'm going to show you a less traditional look. So you can start getting slanty like this and still come straight down. You can get slanty like this and come out a little more. Okay. You can, let's see, you can make it really small and stretch it out a little bit. Drag it out more like a script. My favorite way that I commonly do it, you can do it or not, is I kind of go slanty like this, the cross at the top like that. And then you see how I'm lifting my pen? Again, it's not cursive. You don't have to worry about keeping it down. Then I drag it down like that. So that's my favorite kind of A. That's what I developed as I taught myself how to letter. Sometimes I even kind of make it a bounce here instead of a square connection. Again, you try out all of the different styles until you find the one you want, and then you practice that one over and over again. So the way I'm showing you my favorite A, once I identified it, I just practiced it over and over again. Okay, so you guys do the same. Now, next is B. So again, just like the top one, this one I recommend doing the full size because you'll be able to figure out where to put the crossbar and stuff. So with that A, I'm going to kind of do one that matches that first A, more of a traditional B. So a little loop up top, straight down, and then you do kind of a circle. Ta-da! Don't worry about trying to come up with a connector. You can as you get closer. Connector, I mean, you need a line coming out to connect to the next letter. Right now, you don't have to do that. Once you warm up a lot, you'll be able to work that in. So there's a fancy B. Then we can do kind of a bigger loop B if you want, with the same. So both times you'll notice I made the bottom circle start at the bottom of the arm here. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can start it anywhere on here. So I'll show you how different that can look. So we'll do the same loop. Before I started down here, let's start up here instead. You see the real difference it makes? These are the tiny, teeny little things that you're going to pay attention to and see what you like. Some people prefer one way, some people prefer another way. It's up to you totally. You can also get rid of the loop if you want. And you can start down here. That's what I like to do. This is kind of the style I'm sticking with lately. I change it up. I mean, I can do any of these and I have done them all. Right now I like this little guy. You can make it super loopy, big fun loop with a bounce, and then you can make the little loop tiny, again more like a script look. Cute. So again, you just find what you like, And like I said before, the little connecting piece you'll work on, you'll start to add this here like this. And that's where you'll put the next letter. You don't have to work that in immediately, but you can if you want. You can do a loop like that. You can do it more underhand like that, or you could have none and just go on to the next letter. The thing about developing your own style, you get to make all the rules. They don't have to touch all the time if you don't want to. Okay, so the next letter is C. C is really easy. I mean, C is a C, but I'll still show you how different you can make these letters look. So here again is the more traditional look. You want thick downstroke, remember. Then we can go more round if you want. Yikes. See, even I make ones I don't like. That guy's hideous. So let's try to go up more. There we go. That's what I was trying to do there. Much better. Or we can start getting fancy with a little lean or slant there. Like that. Or you can get tiny to match these little tiny hump ones that I showed you. But again, once you figure it out, I made that too thick. There we go. Once you figure it out, you find the one you really like, you just keep doing that one over and over and over and over and over again. There we go. Same with the capitals. Let's go back and do some capitals. Really easy. You can add flourishes, you can make it simple, or you can use no capitals. I really like using no capitals, but every now and then someone will ask me to write their name or something. So I'll need to write a capital A. There's one version. Pretty. Then you can kind of make them up as you go along. I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's see. Like that. Ooh, that one is fun. So there's a capital A. Let's do some B's. So you can start with a little wing. Again, let's do more traditional first. A little hump, a big hump. Or you can get cutesy and kind of do it more the opposite way. That's fun. You can do the same about this just a little more flair or script. So I started the top loop here. Let's start way down here. So you guys can see the difference where you choose to connect, start, whatever. And then C's, super easy for low, uppercase. You can make it fancy. You could go even further. Or you can just make it about the same as a lowercase. Super simple. Love it. Then down here, we can do the lesson we have here. We can use the space to add more drills or work on what you need to. Always, 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 like I said, you're going to get what you put into it. So be sure to practice a bunch of times. I practice sitting in front of the TV. You know, your husband or your partner is watching something you're not into. Well, you have something to do. You can just write your heart out. So that's the first lesson of my new series, Lettering According to Allie. I hope you guys will stick it out. Do not be discouraged, please. It takes as much as you put into it. So if you're going to practice, you're going to get better. Just keep it up. Nobody is amazing at first. I promise. I wasn't either. It took me about 2 years to really like it before I started posting it on Instagram and feel okay about it. So be sure to keep practicing on whatever you have with whatever you have. Here's mine. I can't wait to see how we progress in 2021. It's going to be really neat to be able to look back at your beginning like this and then see how much you've grown by the end of 2021. It'll be great. Thank you so much for watching and writing with me. I hope you guys stick around. Don't forget to like and subscribe.